Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Ryan from Seaway Sports Lounge, and this is another episode of Leafs Timeout. Now, I'm just going to apologize ahead of time. Normally, I do my recordings with my Yeti microphone, but currently it's not working up to the way I'd like, so I'll be using my headset instead. So, apologize for the audio ahead of time. So, in this episode, we're going to be talking about Leafs news, of course. The Leafs preseason is done. And now we are finishing up the touches for the lineup. And then after that, on October 12th, on Wednesday, the season will begin with Montreal Canadiens. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through the news that's going on. We're going to go through Capfreindly. We're going to see what else has been going on, see how they're shaping up the roster. And I'll just give my general thoughts about the Maple Leafs afterwards. So with that, let's just get right into it. Okay, so the first thing of news, of course, is the fact that Maple Leafs have placed Wayne Simmonds on waivers. Now, that's big news for Toronto because Wayne Simmonds has been a fan favorite. A number of people like the way he plays, and he actually retained 3 of his years in Toronto for a contract. And unfortunately, it doesn't seem that he can make the team the way it's going. So they decided to put him on waivers. They placed him with Victor Mete, Kyle Clifford, and Adam Gaudette on waivers. So it's going to see how this goes. I don't know what team is going to pick up Wayne Simmonds with his $900,000 contract. Cap hit, I mean. And we'll have to see what happens. But anyway, I guess just Wayne Simmonds just hasn't worked out. I feel, about 5 years too late to be in Toronto. The Maple Leafs are a much different team than it was back then. It's much faster now, much more agile and all that stuff. So I don't know if Simmonds really fits in anymore, and clearly the Leafs feel the same. So they decided to move on from him. So the next piece of news we're going to talk about quickly, of course, is Aston Reese signed his 1 year, $840,000 contract with the Maple Leafs today. They decided that obviously he's able to retain himself and retain his position with the team. I have a feeling he's replaced Wayne Simmonds. This is going to be the guy that's going to take that job on the fourth line. He's been in the NHL for about 5 seasons, and I mean, it's a very friendly deal with the Maple Leafs, easy to move, and it's basically what he's going to be there. So he's earned his spot, so good for him. We'll have to see where he fits in the lineup, but I do believe fourth line replacing Simmonds will be where he'll fit. The Leafs have finished their preseason. They actually had a very good preseason. They finished off by beating the Red Wings 5-1. They've essentially completed trying to figure out which roster pieces they want. Dennis Malgin, for instance, has retained a spot with the Maple Leafs. They've done a number of cuts, of course, because they have to get under that $82.5 million cap before the beginning on Wednesday. So what they've done is cut 10 players or more going the last couple of days over this weekend. And I'm sure they have more roster moves to happen, of course, to fit all underneath what they need. But what's interesting about Malgin, of course, is Malgin was a teammate with Matthews over in Switzerland in Zurich in 2015 and 2016 season. So pretty cool. Fourth round choice, 102nd overall. We'll see what he does. I don't know too much about him, but it's going to be interesting to see how he fits into the roster. But they did have him in the past. They did bring him back. So good for him. It's good news. Next piece, and the biggest piece of what we're talking about tonight, is the Maple Leafs cap situation. Now, as I said earlier, the Maple Leafs have to maintain a cap hit of 82.5 or below. That's how this works. And currently it's showing that the Maple Leafs right now are 7.8 million over the cap. Now, a number of teams in the NHL are in this position. Teams are allowed to be at above cap by 10%. That is allowed because that's just the way the contract works between the NHLPA and the NHL. But right now, this is the team currently. Now, obviously, this is not the team we know will be what's on the ice on Wednesday. They have 17 forwards, 10 defense, and 2 goalies. Clearly, there's players on here that haven't been removed yet, such as like Kyle Clifford's still there, Adam Gaudette, the guys we mentioned earlier. Those are all still intact on the list. Those will be all probably removed shortly off this website once they clear waivers. And basically, the Maple Leafs will get down, but I have a feeling they're going to have to figure out a way to get down even further because I don't know. I mean, they have a lot of cap hit over and above what they're supposed to. So there could be a trade in the works. I don't know. But anyway, they are pretty good at mastering this, so we'll see what they do. But anyway, this is the team as it stands. I don't think it's going to be anywhere close to what this looks like, but that is where it's at right now. So with that, that'll conclude the news. Again, this is a little short video. There's not much really to report aside the fact that the NHL season is upon us. I mean, it's an exciting time for all fans, exciting time for Leafs Nation again. I mean, last year they put the Tampa Bay Lightning right to the wall, and they almost beat them by only lost by 1 goal. So, I mean, you can't fault them for that. I mean, they did everything they could to try to beat that team. My general thoughts, I think we're going to have a good season again. I think Toronto's going to be a perennial playoff team. I'm hoping they can get through their playoff round 1 barrier, but for now, I think they're going to have a really nice season. I think they're going to be well over 105 to 110 points. I think they're going to get at least 50 more wins again, like last year. I think they had 54 was their total, but I do believe the Leafs are going to have a really nice season. I have a feeling that all their stars are going to come out again, and they're all going to continue to be over 100 points. I think Matthews and Marner's will be over 100 points this time, and I do believe that even Nylander may crack the 90-point mark. He's really coming around even better as a player, and he's looking more like a leader out there. I know some people may not agree with that, but I find he's starting to become even a better player now than he was before. I mean, his defensive choices have been questioned, of course, and we saw that in other games, but I still think Nylander's a great player, and I think that'll be the case. Defensively, I think Toronto has a good defense core. It's been beaten up a little bit, but hopefully it'll return soon. And of course, the goaltending is still the big question mark, in my opinion. It did show really well during preseason. Samsonov had some really nice games. Of course, Murray did as well. But of course, we'll see if Murray can withstand the rigor of a season. I don't know what he can do in terms of how many games he'll play. We'll see if they do a full tandem where they split time or they go with the hot hand. I don't know. But anyway, I think that's what I think. I think it's going to be a great season. We'll obviously do a playoff preview, but this is my Leafs preview. So we'll see how I do with what I think. So with that, I think we're going to stop the video here. Thank you very much for watching. If you like what we're doing with our channel, please hit like and subscribe. If you want to see more content, please hit the notification bell on the right. And with that, thanks very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Have a good night.